For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Wait up! Is everyone ready to play?
I think the people involved, you get to meet a lot of people in football, and that's just one of the great things. Not only is the sport great, but the people involved. So fellow referees, players, coaches, even fans. I love officiating because it keeps me involved in football. I was a player, but I don't reckon I could cut it out there anymore, at least at any decent level. But as a referee, I get to be involved in higher levels of football. Keeps me involved, keeps me fit, and is great fun. I think I have a moment of this is why I do this every week. It's always good fun to get out there, and there are tough moments, but being resilient and succeeding, even just in the little things throughout a match. I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn, and as a referee you surely come across a lot of them, and I certainly have. I reckon give it a go. You will face challenges, but that's a part of it, and I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings, Tom Wren for sport, Jade Robran on the scene as it happens, Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide, Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Go in the box, and it's another goal!
Testing the audio. Welcome back to the HPG Home State League 1 for a round 4 rematch game between the home team Adelaide Blue Eagles and their visitors Modbury Jets. This is a rematch from a game on the 23rd of March, round 4 fixture, in which there was some light delays during the game and at half-time and allowed the game not to be proceeded with. So we're here for a full match replay, and this will be from minute 1 onwards, and we're hoping for 90 minutes too. As the teams are on the screen there now, I'll go through the lineups for both teams, starting with the away side, the Modbury Jets. In goals, number 1, Jamie Signorello. Number 4, Cohen Morris. Number 7, the captain, Liam McCabe. Number 8, Callum Campbell. Number 9, Hamish McCabe. Number 10, Minsuk Choi. Number 13, Caleb Evans. Number 16, Reece Jurjevic. Number 17, Lachlan Wilson. Number 24, Junsong Huang. Number 27, Santana Bartkowski. For the home side, number 1, Benjamin Jackson. Number 4, Declan Gray. Number 5, William Smithson Thomas. Number 6, Carl Phelps. Number 8, Amari Didero. Number 9, the captain, Dante Cacciavallani. Number 10, Christian Dargenio. Number 11, Siwong Park. Number 13, Cooper Mullins. Number 20, Isaac Vanillo. And number 24, Morhaf Jarmakani. Couple of changes there for both sides, notably to the away side, the Modbury Jets bringing in 4 from last week. Some of those weren't featured at all in the squad list in the cases of Liam McCabe, but also coming in, Caleb Evans on the bench last week starts, Hamish McCabe on the bench last week also starts, and Cohen Morris on the bench last week starts as well. For the home side, the Adelaide Blue Eagles, a couple of changes also, with William Smithson Thomas coming into the starting lineup, and James Cooksley and Christian Migliaccio on the bench, as well as Jarmakani coming into the lineup as well. That means that Christian Migliaccio is on the bench, and the return of youngster on the bench for Modbury Jets. The returns not only are to the starting 11, but also on the bench returning is Timothy Henderson, who comes in after 3 weeks out with injury. Still without Nicholas Graves. Also for Modbury Jets, that means the players to drop down is their top scorer, Teju Akimoto, with 7 league goals this season, has dropped to the bench for Hamish McCabe, while Christian Tassodi and Cheg Whiddon also dropped to the bench. Paul Wilson completely out of the squad for both sides tonight as well. For Modbury Jets tonight, And he's not on the bench either. Bit of a delay in the kickoff, just a couple of minutes after 7:30, the set time, but we're almost underway with referee Jaden Betterman in the middle of the park. And we are underway here at Martin Sports Complex. Round 4 action, State League 1. Both these sides have had mixed results in the last few rounds, specifically to Modbury Jets, who have only tasted 1 win in the last 7 games, that coming against Adelaide Olympic, a high-flying team. For the Adelaide Blue Eagles home team, they tasted 3 wins in the last 7, with a win last week out at home against South Adelaide Panthers, and a win also against Salisbury United. So both bottom teams in the State League 1, they've picked up points again, while a previous meeting between these two was only less than a month ago on the 20th of June, ended in a 1-1 draw away at Modbury Jet Stadium. Caleb Evans wasn't fouled, referee plays play on, and Hamish McCabe driving forward, of course, against his former side. A strike, Santana Barkowski. Test the gloves there of young Benjamin Jackson. Of course, was also sent off in the reverse fixture only weeks ago against Modbury Jets. Picked up a red card in the 80th minute. Back in between the sticks. Seb Matosevic was in there in his absence. Didero, Phelps. So it looks like a regular back 4, or 3 at the moment, for Adelaide Blue Eagles, with Smith and Thomas coming onto the right side of defence, while the regular 2, Gray, Mullins and Phelps, will make up the rest of it. Here's a chance, though, for Modbury. Hamish McCabe looking for the back heel there. So, of course, in that previous meeting, it was Dante Kachavalani and Minsuk Choi who got on the goal scoring sheet on that occasion. Kachavalani notably is second now in the top scorers chart, only 1 goal behind the leading marksman Luke Fusco. Of course, in the abandoned game as well, it was a 1-0 lead Modbury Jets took into that clash at half-time as the game was postponed. And it was Akimoto who scored on that occasion. He is on the bench tonight. One of the big changes on the lineup for Modbury Jets. Of course, Bartkowski has come through from Croydon in the mid-season transfer window as well. He keeps his place up front. He'll be partnered by Hamish McCabe, who's made his way through the bench over the last couple of weeks, but is the second top scorer here, equal with Minsuk Choi, with 4 league goals this season. Of course, him and Liam as well, notably had many seasons here at Adelaide Blue Eagles in the NPL, winning the Sergio Milton medal as well. But since leaving, they've stuck by their Modbury Jets, even with relegation over the last year. And they're looking to try and push them through another promotion into the top flight here in SA. For Adelaide Blue Eagles, it's been a couple of years now since they've been in the State League 1. I believe it's 5 or 6 at least. They'll be looking to get promotion after coming so close in many years last year, notably losing in the final series, and previously to that as well in some prelim finals. They were on the wrong side of some comebacks from Playford and Bacala. Here's Wilson coming away with it on the right. Barkowski can't hold it up. Of course, no relation to Paul Wilson, but usually is the centre-back for the Modbury Jets. He's not in the squad at all today, so I'm assuming he must have picked up an injury, suspension. Barkowski back to McCabe. Liam McCabe to Hamish. And the reverse, Liam McCabe in the box with the strike. Liam McCabe! He's back in the side and back amongst the goals. Captain Liam McCabe returns to the side and puts his team 1-0 up early in this clash, only minutes in. Great combination there between the brothers, just on the top of the box. Normally plays in a more defensive role these days, Liam McCabe, but Hamish has teed him up nicely there, and he drove into the box with an excellent cultured finish into the bottom left-hand corner, and an early goal in this fixture. 1-0 go the Modbury Jets, the away side in this clash. So as we said, Hamish McCabe's second top scorer for Modbury Jets this season, while for Liam McCabe, it's his first of the league season to my count, and puts him up in the scorers charts for them as well. But good chance forward there. Looks like he's playing in the base of midfield this week, Liam McCabe. Very composed player that can play across multiple positions in the park. Left fullback, midfield, even on the wing multiple times. It looks like he's partnering Callum Campbell there in the centre of midfield. Signorello with his first touches of the ball. Looks to launch forward for Bartkowski. Dodero, Smithson, Thomas back with Liam McCabe. Battling with his former teammate there, Dodero. Phelps looking over the top for Darginio. Vanilla will keep it alive on the left side. Vanilla, was he fouled in the box? Betterman waves it away. Nothing doing there, but an early attack here for the home side. He's got the crowd up and about and asking a question as well. Great ball forward there by Phelps. Looked like he sprung Darginio first, but Vanilla was the one to keep it alive. We've seen similar decisions to that where a player is maybe asking too much for the penalty, and I think that was on the correct decision on that case as well. Just trying to stick a leg out rather than keep the ball alive, and the referee seeing nothing untoward about that. So it will be Caleb Evans to take this corner. Of course, another former Adelaide Blue Eagles player. He was on the bench last week, but he's come back into the lineup this week and finds his place at left fullback. Short corner routine this time. Looking for Choi. Doesn't work out though, and Dodero is the only one forward for Blue Eagles looking for the pass. Evans' clearance, and Blue Eagles are happy to sit back and take this pressure. Looking at the shapes of both sides at the moment. I did say that Phelps was going to be partnering his regular defensive trio at the back, but it looks like he's actually playing in the midfield. They often favour a 3-5-2 formation, the home side Adelaide Blue Eagles, and it looks like he will be the defensive midfielder in this lineup today. And it'll be maybe a flat midfield with Choi, Darginio, Dodero and Vanilla on the left side. Here's Evans with play to deal with. Phelps picks it up in the centre of midfield. Darginio launches long, looking for Cacciavolani. Does get the header. Doesn't get it on target though, and that wasn't Cacciavolani in fact. I believe that was Isaac Vanillo. Sorry, that was Jarmakani. Sorry, he is leading the line along with Cacciavolani. So it is that 3-5-2 we were looking at. Well, for Modbury Jets, of course, they often favour a 3-4-3. And sometimes, when their players are available, a regular 4-4-2. Bartkowski, an excellent challenge there from Phelps, as it looked like the youngster was away there. Of course, waiting his first goal in his new colours, Santana Bartkowski. Scored everywhere he's been, of course. Scoring this season in the NPL with Croydon FC, as well as previously playing at Campbelltown City, where he scored a few goals as well. Young player, of course. Got a lot of future ahead of him, but wasn't in the starting lineup many times this season for Croydon. Even last season, he struggled to keep a starting role. Looks like he's dropped down a level to find some regular playing time, and he's right amongst it here. Now, Modbury Jets, 3v3 here, if they can find the correct cutback. And it found Hamish McCabe, but his touch was too heavy. He maybe should have taken the strike on the first time of asking, but a great bright start here for Modbury Jets in this clash. Getting the numbers forward, and of course they have such a dangerous attacking trident. And any of them in the box is a danger to a goalkeeper. Here's Choi now. Looking again for Bartkowski, but he's been out-muscled that time by Declan Gray. Cacciavolani beaten to it by Morris. Campbell just boots it centrally. And Phelps and Dodero will keep it in the middle of the park. Dodero does well. Still got 2 and 3 to deal with. Dodero's touch, though, put him in a great position, and the pass forward was read early by Signorello. As he clears it onto the roof up here at the Martin Sports Complex. Of course, before today's clash, Adelaide Blue Eagles sit in 6th position while Modbury are in 5th. A win for either team could take them into the top 3. But for Modbury, they do want to get a win after some previous results in the last few haven't gone their way. 2 0-0 draws in a row is something you don't want as a fan, and a 1-1 draw just weeks before that as well. You want to see some goals, and they've answered that question early here with an early finish. Mere 10 minutes into this clash. We'll wait here for Signorello to take this goal kick. Adelaide Blue Eagles, a couple of new signings during the transfer window as well for them. Unsure of any departures in that time, but they've obviously changed up the lineup a fair bit in the last few weeks. New formations. Smith and Thomas, he missed out completely last week, possibly due to an injury or a suspension, but he's back in and straight in the lineup this week after his previous few games were off the bench. Poor touch there by Mullins. Minsuk Choi is away in behind the back line. A sliding challenge was well timed though by Smith and Thomas, and stops that attack in its tracks, sorry. Of course, the last few times I was here was for those 2 suspended games. The first one on that occasion, the Cove and Adelaide Blue Eagles did go ahead after being in the 85th minute was enough to keep the result as is. While following that, it was stoppages in the 20th minute and also at half-time against Modbury Jets, which allowed that game to have to be replayed today. Mullins with a switch. Good ball to Vanillo. Back with Mullins now. Kachivalani coming deep, but that's a poor back pass. Akimoto, he's got 3 players on the left if he can find him. Chooses the right with Campbell. Now we go centrally, and an easy interception there by Phelps has allowed his goalkeeper to have 2 mitts on it. But again, this formation seems very clustered in the middle of the park for Adelaide Blue Eagles, and you can see there, as the camera shows, the back line for Modbury Jets is at a 5 when they don't have the ball. So it's going to be very difficult for them to try and play in behind. Every player marked, and there's a free defender as well in Colin Morris at the moment. But for Adelaide Blue Eagles, it seems like all their players are trying to play on the back line. Well, there's a lot of space in that midfield, and it's occupied more by light blue shirts than the dark blue. Smith and Thomas finds the feet. Darginio, heavy touch, sliding challenge from Campbell. It'll be a Blue Eagles throw on the near side. Long throw for Kachivalani, but he must have taken it a bit too early there as Siwong Park. And he'll be pulled back as the Modbury Jets players get back into position. Of course, over the weekend there was no other State League action, but of course the State League 1 team was in that Federation Cup final in the Cumberland United Football Club. There's more action this week, midweek and on the weekend, regular league action as well as Australia Cup. Round of 32. So for these players, as we see a ball going behind, and Signorello was alert to the danger. But regular league action wasn't available this weekend, so all these players did have a week rest. Obviously they trained last week. They were the only team to have a game in this game week. See Darginio under the pressure of his former teammate in Evans. And Park goes long, looking for Kachivalani, who does get his head onto it, but he can't direct it goalwards. But an excellent cross there by Siwong Park, a player I was very excited to watch this season after coming here a few times in the early part of this league season. He scored an absolute corker here against the Cove. Since then, no other league goals, But I've seen him playing in a number of games, and he's been getting on the assist charts, and looks like he's got a role as a wing-back in this new formation for Adelaide Blue Eagles. So a lot of running for him, and maybe more chance to show his creative side rather than his goal-scoring threat. Short here go the Modbury Jets. Looks like Huang has dropped deep there to pick up this ball. Another new signing for the Modbury Jets. Saw him last week out against the Cove. And this week we're seeing him away again against Adelaide Blue Eagles. Playing in the 6, maybe even a third centre-back at times as Colin Morris directs him to man mark Kachavalani at this moment. So potentially an even more defensive setup for Adelaide Blue Eagles against Modbury Jets at the moment. They've got the 1-0 lead the away side, but they're not taking any chances with this defensive formation when they don't have the ball. It's 5-3-2 rather than their usual 3-4-3. Here's Jar McCarney picking up the ball, spinning. Got time to pick a pass. Very far behind Cooper Mullins. And they lose all that distance they just gained. And they'll have to look long again. Here's Mullins, who opts for that long option. Darginio has stayed on side here. Sliding challenge there, though, by Lachlan Wilson. Here's John McCarney again, wins a corner. First one of the day for the Adelaide Blue Eagles on the far side, and it looks like Park will be the one to take. So you would say the away side has shaded most of this game, the Modbury Jets at the moment. Many of the chances early on. And for Adelaide Blue Eagles, haven't had a clear-cut chance, but they've got him behind it in the final third multiple times. And this is the first one from a set piece where they're able to send forward some of their tall defenders and bring back some of their more diminutive attackers. Here's Park's delivery. Looks on the far side. Header from Modbury player, and it'll be a corner on the other side now. And this time it'll be Darginio to take. All the same players have stayed in the box now. And all of the Modbury Jets players have stayed in there to defend it as well. So definitely no set-piece tactics to try and pull more players away from the box by having players in the halfway line. And they're looking to defend this corner now from Darginio on the near side. He goes to the near post again, finds a Modbury player, and it's Evans who finds the clearance and out for a throw-in. Push off the ball there, but the cross comes in instead. Kachavalani's strike was deflected through the legs there of the Modbury Jets defenders, and it took all the sting out of it for Jamie Signorello. I'm sure he's happy about that. Of course, this defensive setup for Modbury Jets has served them well, as we see a break here maybe for the Blue Eagles. Tussling out there was John McCarney. Seawong Park found on the edge of the box there by Caleb Evans. And a wide free kick available now to the home side. As I was saying, the Modbury Jets brought the stronger defensive profile in this game, only conceding 13 goals in the 17 games this season, compared with Blue Eagles conceding 24 in their 16 games. While both teams are similarly on the attack-wise, with Blue Eagles averaging 1.8 goals and 14 shots per game, while Modbury 1.8 goals and 13.8 shots per game. So very similarly attack-wise, but defensively, can tell why Modbury are higher on the table. So it will be Darginio's left foot to take this delivery. Wide right. Not impossible to shoot from this angle. If he's a left footer, I'd hesitate to guess that those looking for the cross at the far post are not going to get very close to it, but we'll see if he can prove me wrong here. Christian Darginio steps over the top of this free kick. Darginio, and it's a good save there. Jamie Signorello picks that one out of his right side of the goal. It wasn't too far in the corner, but it was one he had to get his hands to, and he made sure of it with that palm. Good strike there. One on target, as we said. They'd like to take the shots, the Blue Eagles, and they often score quite a few. That was their first meaningful chance of the day. Siwong Park, far side corner. Close to the goalkeeper, is headed by Modbury player. Darginio's right foot sends it to the far post. Deflected out, and Modbury will come away with it. Benjamin Jackson will keep this alive instead of letting it peter out for a throw-in. And Smithson Thomas with time. Looks long again for Kachavalani. Spinning the wrong way though from Smithson Thomas, and be a throw-in for the Modbury Jets. Another throw in here for the Modbury Jets. Liam McCabe-Jadero. Morris's pass. Again, looks down the line. Smithson Thomas in the way of Hamish McCabe there. And he'll win the throw in as well. Jadero. Control back. Phelps again wins the loose ball back. He's done that plenty of times this season. Has 133 loose balls won back this season to go along with his 121 interceptions from the midfield. So he's been a very active midfielder defensively and attacking wise. He's scored a goal this season as well, as you see a cross come into the box low. And it's in! It's Jar McCartney who's got the final touch. A deft touch into the bottom right corner, and we've got an equaliser here in the first half of this game. We're alive and well, and the home team is happy with that one too. Just as we're talking about midfield win-backs, they moved it from one side to the other, put an excellent cross in there by Vanillo, and just a deft little flick there by Jar McCartney. He scores his second of the season after signing midway through the season too. So he justifies his selection in the starting 11. And he gets the goal to match. 1-1 we are here at Martin Sports Complex. All to play for. Seemed like an age for the ball to roll into that far corner, but obviously there was some bobbling and a strong enough touch by the Blue Eagles striker. But Jar McCartney seeming to be one to look out for after scoring a couple of goals since that mid-season transfer window. And he's justifying his selection in this starting 11 at the moment. Here's Hamish McCabe looking for Bartkowski. Does well under the pressure of Phelps. His pass looks like it released Min Suk Choi for the moment. His touch was too heavy. Far side with Wilson. Phelps. Here's Jar McCartney again, looking to spin Djurdjevic on that far side. Djurdjevic will win the foul and keep the ball for Modbury. Talking about new signings making an impact. Djurdjevic scored his first goal for Modbury after moving mid-year from the Playford Patriots. He started every game since his transfer as well, after finding game time limited at the Patriots this season. He's stayed north. Just moved to the Modbury Jets, one of the top teams in State League 1. One of the top defences as well, as we mentioned. Here's Wilson looking to drive forward. Again, who's in the way? It's Carl Phelps. Sorry, that was Mullins actually. They have very similar sock lengths and boot colour. But we see Vanillo on the far side making space and using his pace as well to put a cross in. Deflected. Be another corner. Good work from the youngster on the far side. Sorry, that was Cooper Mullins who made the interception in the middle of the park there and fed through the youngster Vanillo on the left. He's got a goal to his name this season as well, Vanillo, but he operates mostly on the left wing and seems to be quite creative in putting some crosses in. Have to watch that goal back for Blue Eagles, but fairly certain he made the cross for Jar McCartney's equaliser. But you've got a lot of pace to burn and can make up the distance very quickly, as we just saw there. Corner for Park. How quickly can they get themselves back into this game? The Blue Eagles with the ball deep. Misses everybody. Might have come off a Modbury Jets player. It hasn't. Gone all the way through. Maybe a goal kick for Jamie Signorello and the Modbury Jets. So in their previous meetings, it was a goal each half. And a goal in a abandoned half as well. And this time they've both scored in the first half. And this game is well and truly in the balance for both teams to try and get the ascendancy in State League 1 and push themselves into that top 3 battle. Of course, as we know, the State League 1 is always very, very close in points. And the automatic promotion position is very tightly tussled until very late points of the season. So neither of these teams are unavailable for that automatic promotion, but they've got to get themselves much closer by getting some wins on the board rather than draws. Here's Bartkowski, holds it up, finds Campbell, he looks to feed him in behind as well. Still chasing with Benjamin Jackson, waiting for that ball to roll into his vicinity. Vanillo doing well under the pressure and spins Wilson as well and gets fouled the second time. Great little battle on that far side. Lachlan Wilson's always a player to watch. Played a lot in the midfield as well as fullbacks and on the wing. Very honest player as well. But on that occasion, Vanillo's done well against him to win the foul. That ball too far ahead of the youngster though. And we'll just go behind for goal kick. So a lot of early goals in this game so far. 1-1 at the 25th minute mark. A lot of action in this game. You would have thought that it's further in the first half after everything we've seen so far, but both teams putting a great showing of themselves and playing a lot of football as well. Gray under the pressure of Bartkowski. Can only find Evans. Hamish McCabe. Time to turn and find Evans again. Looks for the return. But Park is in the way and wins the throw-in for the Eagles. So you'd have to say, as this half has progressed, I would say both teams have been quite prominent in the game. I wouldn't say one more than the other. Early dominance from the Modbury Jets was only heeded with one goal, while for the Adelaide Blue Eagles, they broke that stubborn defence of the away side. It doesn't concede too many. Evans wins the throw-in off Park there with fewer disagreement in the crowd here. Campbell with the pressure from Dodero as he goes in strongly again against Evans. No love lost there between the former teammates. Bartkowski trying to spin Evans, and this time Blue Eagles will win the throw-in. Smithson Thomas looking for Dodero, almost lost it in the light there. Great spin. And great bit of possession. Callum Campbell, was he held? He was, as John McCartney tries to drive forward. He's pulled back for that one. Morris, right on the halfway line. Here's Huang taking up space in the centre of defence at the moment. With this trident of 3 for the Modbury Jets. Bartkowski beaten to that by Gray. Excellent touch there by Phelps. Cacciavellani looking to feed the goal scorer there in John McCartney, but alert to the danger was young Caleb Evans. Campbell, poor touch, beaten to it by Dodero. Driving forward, Amari Dodero. Looking for a cross now. Goes far post, bounces around. Vanillo, does he keep it alive? He does. And he just turns into the danger there of Lachlan Wilson. A great chance there for Adelaide Blue Eagles, and Cacciavellani just couldn't get his head onto it. Great touch again, Mullins. And he's driving forward, looking for an opportunity too. Kachavalani, big scoop, and not much contact. Now he's got a counter to deal with. Bartkowski trying to battle with the number 9 of Blue Eagles. And Betterman's seen something here. He's going to give it to the home side for a foul on Kachavalani. All over the top. Huang gets on the end of it, and John McCartney went for the first time strike in a similar range to Siwon Park all those months ago. He can't find the net for the second time in this first half. So we did say the defensive spine was a major strength there for Modbury Jets, but potentially missing the number 2 Paul Wilson in the back there has leaked a goal today in his absence. Completely out of the squad today, so I'm not sure if it's an injury or not. However, at the moment, it looks like Huang is slotting in the centre of those 2 centre-backs, and Cohen Morris, coming back to full fitness, keeps the start. Launch is long. Driving forward there, Huang can't find the pass. And now they're open to the counter. Big sliding challenge there on Jamakani. Very fair there from Djurdjevic though, as Jamakani's still down with injury now. Strong challenge there from Djurdjevic. Potentially went through the ball and the man, but completely fair in my opinion, as is the referee. Still down with injury here. Looks like it's just above the ankle there, just below the shin pads. Not sure what size he's wearing, of course, but I don't think too many extend that far down the ankle these days, so. Like he will recover. Not too much of a limp in his step either, so hopefully he gets back onto the park. Been one of the most dangerous players here for the home side tonight so far. And if he can stay on the park, I'm sure we'll see more action in the box for him as well. Another potential foul on Vanillo in the middle of the park, unheeded by the referee, and now a sliding challenge coming in there late against Campbell. Doesn't connect. And it looks like it's all friendly fire there from Kachavalani as he. Here's Djurdjevic. Header won by Mullins and over the head of Vanillo. So just around that injury, the tempo of this game has slowed down a little bit. We see turnover after turnover. Ball back pass there, just about won by Darginio. Now Mullins can reset with the Blue Eagles back line. Jackson can only look long. Morris and Jarmakani battling out. Campbell comes away with it. Choi tries to feed again, Campbell, but the sliding challenges are coming thick and fast now. And there's one after the ball by Jarmakani. No handshake either for young Callum Campbell, so this game's got a bit of spice to it yet. Huang looks to switch Evans and Park. Cleared by Park, but it must have gone out earlier as it will be a throw-in to the Modbury Jets. Short. Evans down the line. Launches a cross into the box, but no light blue shirts in there. And completely goes on the far side. Here's Vanillo using his pace. Driving into the middle of the park. Still going Vanillo. He does well to gain the yards for Adelaide Blue Eagles, but an excellent show of pace there from the youngster on the wing. And Smithson Thomas now tries to feed Darginio. Trying to spin himself. Nobody there in a dark blue shirt for him to connect with. Barkowski turns and is fouled, obviously there by Park. And they'll be able to reset from the back. Evans. Morris now looks long for Modbury. And Evans touch. Oh, Gray touch was too heavy. Here's Callum Campbell. Working well there, and looks like he's got some space down the line to deliver. Campbell, far post. Again, nobody there in a blue shirt, a light blue shirt that is for the Modbury Jets, and trying to come away with it on the far side is Lachlan Wilson, but nobody at the back post again for the Modbury Jet side, and this is probably due to the formation they're playing, that 3-5-2. If the wing-back's not there, and the second striker's made the same run as the regular number 9, then there's nobody at the far post. So, for Modbury Jets, it's something they've got to work out sooner or later, or the crosses have to be a bit more shallow if they are to work out. Here's Dodera on the far side. Ball's gone out as it launched long to Kachavalani. Djurjevic trying to gain some yards there on the throw-in. He's lost the time now where Blue Eagles have set up. William McCabe with the flick on. Big challenge there, Kachavalani and Morris. Dodero trying to spin. Choi wasn't fouled, referee plays on. And now Vanillo was almost set away. Now asking the question in the middle of the park, Liam McCabe to referee Jaden Benjamin, who's let the lot go tonight, which is something we'd like to see, an open game. Most tackles have been fair. And those that are not, he has pulled up correctly. We do like to see a nice physical battle out there as well. This is State League 1 football, a lot on the line for a lot of these teams. So close every year and every week as well in the table. So the points are very important for any team that can pick them up. Park, it's a good header forward to Kachavalani. Phelps now with time to have a strike. It's wild. Doesn't trouble the goalkeeper. Said his defensive work rate has been quite good this season and in this game so far as well. But in front of the box, he's got 3 goals from league games this season. So not too bad for a number 6. Most of them have come also from set pieces, you'd have to say. But he's got one in the locker. Former number 9 himself, actually, a marksman and a striker for the likes of West Adelaide and Cumberland United. So he knows where the goals are, but as he's gotten a bit older, he's dropped deeper into the park and showed his experience on the defensive side more often than not. Smiths and Thomas look short to Park. Good bit of skill to get around Bartkowski. Now Jackson will have to launch long again. Kachavalani. Almost a good touchdown, but he's just shown too much of it to Campbell. Recovers now. Kachavalani driving forward in the middle of the park. Vanillo. Time to show a bit more of his speed and tenacity down the wing. Looking for the cut back. Here he is, Vanillo. Pass 2. He's in the final line of the attack. Looking across. Spin under the goalkeeper. And it's Jamakani with his second of the game. And a second assist for Isaac Vanillo, who has to be credited on most of that goal. The work he did there, but the spin from Jamakani gets an early brace in this game. 2-1 up the home side go. And you'd have to say they definitely deserve it. Looked like the goalkeeper had a telling touch on that one. Through his legs, I believe, and Jamakani's got a double. So before the game, doing my stats, the most dangerous attacker for Blue Eagles was Dante Kachavalani, but in this game so far, Jamakani has been one to watch for sure. Coming into the lineup this week after featuring on the bench last week. And it looks like he's justified his coach's selection double fold. But again, those two to watch. I mean, if you're a referee in the middle of the park having to give the votes for the Bob Telfer medal, you're going to find it difficult tonight. Because those two so far, Jamakani and Isaac Vanillo, have been in exceptional form and look like they're leading their team into a half-time lead. Modbury Jets have a lot to claw back after finding the net 5 minutes into this game. They've been on the back foot since. And the gaps they once had are closing down. Vanillo, another good touch. And a foul one as well. Plenty in the crowd asking for a booking, and I think he might pick one up. He will. Min Suk Choi will pick up the first booking of the game. And that's due to a needless foul in the middle of the park on Vanillo. But say needless, he's done so much tonight, young Vanillo, that you might have to stop him somewhere in his tracks before he gets too dangerous in the final third. So Phelps takes some time out of this one. Takes time to find his option. Mullins. With the 1-2 with Dodero. Just about finds him again after the press there from Modbury. Dodero driving forward powerfully. And here he is, the magic man, Vanillo. Can he get a goal himself? Tries to go in between two. He'll find Dodero, who's struggling to find a dark blue option. Just about does. Mullins on the far side. Can he put a delivery in? He'll win a corner instead. Or a throw in, it looks like Betterman's asking for now. Not sure which way of the flag it was. But I believe it's a throw in. Cooper Mullins takes a step back, cleans the ball, looks for a long delivery now. Looking for the flick on. Dodero there was with the touch. He's got an option to pass back. Jamakani there, maybe looking for another strike at goal. Smiths and Thomas dealing well, but his touch is loose. And Gray just takes no danger there and just clearing down the far left. And taking time for his defence to resettle after that. Something off the ball here. I believe it's for Djurjevic. Maybe a blood rule. Maybe he was just concussed for the time being with, looks like it's Kachavalani clutching his head as well. So potentially a header from that delivery. Maybe they just clashed. Doing the checks necessary there, Betterman as well. And I think he's not going to need any medical attention. Of course, from Modbury, they've got the return. You can see him on the far side there. Tim Henderson, the ever-experienced and ever-loyal Modbury Jets player. He can find his way into the back line, I'm sure, sometime tonight. Hopefully it's not for an injury. Gray looks long again. It's Liam McCabe who wins the header. Choi. Trying to spin there, Bartkowski. He will win it back, but again, his touch just about. There will be a foul called back here, as I was saying that he just won his touch back there again, but it came off him. And there'll be time taken out of this game by the home team, Adelaide Blue Eagles. Into added time now. Got that goal in the 41st minute. There's Jarmakani. And they'll be happy to take as much out of this and go into the break, the home team. They haven't had too many first half leads against top 6 opponents this season. As we said, their last 2 wins coming against South Adelaide Panthers and the Salisbury United Soccer Club. Both teams in the bottom 2 at the moment. So this could really kickstart their season if they could beat another contender and jump them in the table as well. Here's a long ball. Kachavalani and Park just getting each other's way there. Evans launches long with no intended target, it seems, and Vanilla will be happy to let this go over the far sideline, and he does well with the use of his body too. So plenty of changes for both sides coming into tonight's fixture. For the away side, it was mostly attacking wise where they made some changes. Of course, their leading scorer this season. As we break here for the play again, Jarmakani looked to put the assist on this time, but his cross wasn't as good as his compatriot. Now, Darginio down the left will find Vanillo. Jarmakani, loose touch. As I was saying, Modbury still have their leading marksman this season, Akimoto, on the bench. They are to bring him on at some point to try and get another goal in this game. But of course, McCabe is usually their man to look for when a goal is needed. But this season has dealt with a fair few injury issues and makes his start tonight. There's one of only a few this season. Evans, Campbell. Looking centrally, deflected. And I think Benjamin Jackson will have that and keep it until the player presses him. But I have to say, this new setup for Adelaide Blue Eagles, formation-wise, has really put them in good stead tonight. Seem to be dominating the chances and now dominating the ball as well after that early stanza where they seem to be happy with letting Modbury Jets keep it at the back. Now they're pressing forward, and there's a half-time whistle. So leading into the break here, 2-1 Adelaide Blue Eagles go, courtesy of 2 Jarmakani goals. Things were started off early though for the away side, as Modbury Jets scored within the first 5 minutes, with Liam McCabe being teed up by his brother Hamish. So we go to a break now, and we'll join you in the second half, but an enticing clash so far, and one that I'm sure a fair few in the State League 1 and NPL will be having a look at for some of these plays as well. Don't go anywhere, we'll join you in the second half.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability, and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
G'day, Hamish here, reminding you everyone has a right to get home safe. There's no text, lost snack, backseat argument or hair emergency that's worth taking your eyes off the road for a moment. This is going to sound crazy, but not even a French fry. Keep your eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, and choose not to drive when you're tired, upset or under the influence. Pull over if you need to. And why not take a sec to pledge to drive so others survive? But again, later, when you get home.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
With RAA, proud sponsors of the RAA NPLSA. Christophe Panendis wins that header. Here's Tavares. It's a touch, but eventually moved by Ludmar. French hits it again! French with the volley that Harvest could not save. Finds Mullen. Mullen hits one from distance and it's in! Mullen with a screamer! Absolute volley from Mullen.
Goal of the week for sure.
Who has probably just gone and won the game for Playford in the 92nd minute. Tirapona.
And it's in the bottom right corner! Captain Fantastic, Aladdin Irabona, puts his side ahead late in this clash, and they are on their way to 3 points for the first time this season. You didn't know which way it was going to go, who was going to take it, but you knew the final action was going to be the ball in the...
Just trying to calm things down at the moment after that lapse in concentration. Ball over the top here for Stam. Will get there first. Will Riley Stam, and he'll chip in brilliantly. At the club of his youth, Riley Stam scoring the first in this one. And what a finish.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
I think the thing that most people don't realise about being a referee is how much we train. We often train twice a week as a group. Then we have coaching sessions where we go through videos and look back at past few weeks. And then any of the outside of training stuff that we do, like our gym work and watching matches back and all that, all the extra time outside of match days are the big things for us. What makes it more than just blowing a whistle is understanding football and all the different layers of football, and then adding on top of that we then have to be impartial and understand the emotion of football, and then find that balance between understanding the emotion and then understanding the laws. I've had a few grand finals that I've been lucky to be a part of, and in those kind of games with the crowds and the energy, I can just tell that the football match that's going on is so entertaining, and that I'm lucky to have one of the best seats in the house for it.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
In the box, and it's another goal!
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Tom Wren for sport. Jade Robran on the scene as it happens. Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide. Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
So the Youth Club Championship, we've designed a structure where the under 13s, under 14s, under 15s and 16s all compete together as one club. They'll play at the same venue, they'll play one after each other. It allows the technical director to be at the venue to help educate and look after the coaches, and also there's a focus on player development.
Players are now knowing where they are at and the pathway to follow each year. If they continue with the YCC, they should be in a position where they can go into senior football. It's a lot clearer around the steps they need to take to keep tracking as a player.
We've created an additional YCC training session or seminar night. All the players involved had the opportunity to do an extra additional skills session development plan, and we had Adrian Stanter coming in to talk about how to become a more professional player from a younger age.
The fact that as a club we are investing heavily in the juniors to ensure that we're putting those tools in place that the YCC is wanting from us, that's certainly bringing around some benefits to the club and to junior development across the board.
Everyone's trying to obtain points for their club, but also with a strong focus on how do we create a competition where players can play against like players.
The one thing I have noticed is it's been a bit more focused on getting the balance right. So, you know, trying to keep the best teams playing against each other throughout the entire year and not having this big disparity between one team or another, one club or another.
So what it has allowed us to do is have quality games every week, which has benefited the competition and given the girls a chance to sort of understand what it's like to play at that elite level. While development is a good focus, the YCC does bring out the aspect of results as well, which helps find that balance for players to transition to senior football.
So I think with the YCC structure now in place, there's become a better level. And with a better level, there's been higher intensity within our sessions, and that's allowed for greater development in terms of a player, technically, tactically, and that's given them the best chance to keep improving their game.
Yeah, look, I think there's certainly brought around a lot of excitement to the club on YCC Day. The club's buzzing, a lot of the parents and players really enjoy seeing the kids play, and what is really now an elite pathway in junior football in our state.
Something that resonated with me right on the onset was about connecting a budding footballer with the right coach with the right club, and the right club being part of the right football environment. So the YCC tells me that this has been a fantastic implementation by Football South Australia.
Welcome back here to the second half of this HPG Home State League 1 clash between the home side Adelaide Blue Eagles and their visitors, the Modbury Jets Soccer Club. We've seen a sub here at half-time for the away side, the Modbury Jets. It looks like it's Reece Jurjevic, who has been replaced by the captain, Tim Henderson. After missing for 3 weeks, Tim Henderson, he finds his way back into the team now. Subbed on at half-time. And maybe there was an injury there for Jurjevic, but just as that half-time break happened, McCabe swapped the armband to him. So the long-time player and experienced player in this SA football scene, he's back into the second half to try and breathe some life into the Adelaide Modbury Jets. Long ball searching for somebody in dark blue. Couldn't find him, and now it's back with Henderson to get some touches on the ball. He's beaten out that time, but recovers, winning the throw against Argenio. Taking time out of this for that throw-in. Henderson. Phelps in the way as usual. Does well. Wins the foul against McCabe as well. And they'll be able to take time and play this out through the back. So for the Adelaide Blue Eagles, hasn't been too long since they tasted victory here at Martin Sports Complex, of course. On the last weekend of league action before the cup final, they won 4-1 here against the South Adelaide Panthers. Actually also went 1-0 down in that clash early on to a Sun. See a break here, sorry. To a South Adelaide goal there. And they came back in that clash and won 4-1. Can we see something similar here today? Would be interesting, but they were 3-1 up at half-time after conceding early there. So definitely will have to be a second half comeback for them all to get the way through. Vanilla with an uncanny slip there. Choi uses his body against Mullins and wins the foul as well. Got a free man down the right looking to use him. And here's Wilson. Campbell. With no one to play, looking for an option and asking him to come closer as well. Force his way through there was Bartkowski, who will force his way to get a throw in. Of course, assistant referee Ellie Seaton here tonight as well. One of the top female referees in our state as well. Wilson with 2 to beat. Win another throw in. Top of the box, Bartkowski looking for a layoff. Tries to spin and shoot himself. Hamish McCabe getting shouts to hit it, deflected just over the top corner actually. Not sure how much Jackson saw of that one, but as he left to go over him, could have seen a Pickford special there and nestled in his corner should he have not gone for that. Good flick on there by Kachavalani. One on the second time by Huang. Evans now trying to send through Hamish McCabe. He will get on the end of that. Put a cross in far post where Choi is, but he misses it completely. Big swing and no contact, and Wilson will try and win this back off of Mullins. He does. Big chance there by Choi. Couldn't make connection. Good touch there by Campbell, and he'll try and keep this in, Choi, but it's just dragged too far. But a good bit of early interplay for the away side, Modbury Jets. That team talk at half-time by Coach Morris Natale must have paid off. as they've started this second half with multiple forays forward. And they're really testing this back line of Adelaide Blue Eagles. We did mention that, of course, Modbury had a better defensive output this season so far, but in this game, since that early goal, they've held firm, the home team. And at the moment, their result was in their favour. Here they go again. Jarmakani with a back heel to Kachavalani, battling out there with Henderson, but both experienced players there, shoulder to shoulder, and a bit more muscle of Henderson pays off. Challenge there by Mullins, I think. He'd be lucky not to pick up a booking there. Just took the man and left the ball, saying that he got the ball there. I don't believe so. Good touch there. Caleb Evans in behind with his left foot. And a great save there by Ben Jackson. Doesn't get forward too much, Evans. Sorry, that was Bartkowski, actually, who got through there. He does get in behind quite often. But a great save low with his feet there by goalkeeper Ben Jackson. Good turn there. McCabe on the far side. Looking to feed through Liam again this time. I believe he kept it alive there. The referee doesn't see it out, but Bartkowski wasn't alert to the danger to try and make a play for that one. Jackson just launches. 2v3 here. Kachavalani's touch. Jarmakani. Must have been a hand involved there, as Modbury Jets try and get it away quickly. Good touch by Choi. Good spin by Bartkowski. Not enough contact there for a foul to be called. But he did spin his defender well. Kachavalani now holding up. Finds Dodero. Everybody's central though for Blue Eagles at the moment. No width. And they'll have to recycle down the far right. Launching long again. Henderson has Kachavalani to deal with. The deflection on the left foot. And an excellent save, I believe, there by Signorello. And it was Darginio with a left-footed strike on the first time. Destined for that top corner, but a mixture of Signorello's wrist and the crossbar have taken that all the way out for a corner, but an excellent strike there from the youngster. And almost one of the goals of the week. Not sure which week it would have been counting towards, as this is a round 4 replay. As you would all know back home, the lighting issues in that previous fixture abandoned the game at half-time. So this is a round 4 replay. Both these sides. Darginio's corner in the danger zone. And now it's Siwong Park with opportunity to strike. His is deflected. And now Darginio will have another opportunity to put it in the box. Free players. And the foul goes the other way, as Modbury Jets live to see another day. And are kept in this game at the moment by their goalkeeper. Kachavalani wins out on the far right. Driving at the fullback. Tries to put a cross in. Deflected. Nobody alert to it. Carl Phelps, top of the box. Not a lot to aim at. Looks for a 1-2. It goes in late. Very late there in the back pocket. From Jaden Betterman. It's a red card to Carl Phelps. A studs up challenge well late after the ball. And now the home side, after being so good in this first half and in the opening forays of this second, and now down to 10 after a dangerous tackle there by the experienced Carl Phelps. Said how good he was in picking up loose balls there. He tried to pick up his own there and was very reckless in doing so. And will now leave his team with 45 minutes to play and one less player. Clear red card there. I don't think there's many arguments coming from any of the Blue Eagles players, bar probably the player himself thinking it wasn't too bad. But definitely the right decision there by Jaden Betterman. The studs were up, the ball was gone, and Phelps will have a couple of weeks to think about that one. Had ample time to look for a pass there, Phelps. Couldn't find one, and tried to play it to himself. Bit of a tap and run special, but got nowhere near the ball on that occasion. And you can hear probably some of their reactions in the crowd now watching that replay back and said, oh, yep, that's a red card. No doubt about that. And they're just not too happy with such of a positive start in this game they've had. And now they've got to chase and do a bit more running for one extra player. All the way in behind here is Liam McCabe. Looks to link up with Hamish again. And he's got the far left to look at. Tries to dink it over. Gray is in the way. Now Park will try and clear. Kachavalani all by himself at the front now, and his touch is too heavy. Can't keep it. Another strong challenge. And they're asking for the same question. But I believe the studs were down. And this one wasn't as dangerous for the Modbury Jets counterparts. Bit of push and shove as well. A couple of players probably getting involved where they don't need to. I think it's Mullins all the way over there asking the question of the assistant on the far side. Betterman is waiting for things to calm down before issuing his yellow card. But the Blue Eagles bench and coaching staff are enraged that the game hasn't been settled 10 apiece. So it looks like he's getting some medical treatment now by the physio of Adelaide Blue Eagles, but nothing doing other than a yellow card, it seems, from Jaden Betterman's pocket. Correct decision again. I've got to say he's been fantastic tonight, Jaden. Kept a lid on things and made all the right calls in the box and on the halfway line. There's going to be another yellow card, I believe, to Didero for protesting a bit too hard there and pushing and shoving when they didn't need to. So a couple more bookings there, and the home side quite angry with that the leveller hasn't been issued. Maybe there'll be some further bookings for their coaching staff as well. Pointed to somebody there. I'm not sure if it's an official or a player on the bench, but he's got it in his book, he'll know. And we'll see if that makes any difference later on if one of those players comes on the park and he's got a booking too. So we restart here in the middle of the park. I believe it's a Blue Eagles free kick. There will be. I think Didero and Gray maybe are talking about where they're going to change these positions with the man less. Still further discussions on the bench, and Betterman's coming over to issue another yellow card. That one is definitely for the Adelaide Blue Eagles coach, I assume. He was the one who threw up his tactics board in anger. And hopefully that settles things for the time being, and we can get back to the real game on the park and while the gut ball is rolling. Launch long for Morris to head. Evans launching. Park with a touch. Smithson Thomas up the line, looking for Jarmakani, but he's marshalled out well by Cohen Morris. So for the Adelaide Blue Eagles, it seems they're still trying to push for an additional goal and extend their lead here. They're not resting on their laurels. And it's a good thing to see. We saw very similar in the Cup finals this weekend with the Cumberland United team, down to 10 players and then 9 players. They were still trying to push for something in the game. There's another late challenge there. That one's Jarmakani on Morris. and another yellow card for the Adelaide Blue Eagles. And this time it's to the man who's decided things so far. Jamakani, with his 2 goals tonight, have his team ahead at the moment. But as we've seen early in the second half, they are down to 10, and I believe some substitutes are ready and on the way for them. And as we see him on the far side, getting stripped and ready to enter the park. I'm not sure if we'll see them right away. I believe one of them is Migliaccio. Now, wait to confirm the second one, but at the moment, Modbury Jets team looking to push for an equaliser and then maybe a go-ahead goal. At the moment, just can't keep enough possession. There's another foul in the middle of the park. More questions for a booking, but that one was the softest of the lot and most undeserving of a booking out of any that have happened recently. So these subs for Adelaide Blue Eagles. Maybe waiting for the next break. It looks like they are. But for the for the Modbury Jets, haven't seen too much of a change in their formation. Still looking like a 3-4-3. And they haven't pushed any additional numbers forward to try and find the spare gaps. Here's a long ball. Cacciavellani with hands on his back. Vanillo done so well in the first half. Can he do the same in the second? His touch too heavy. Cohen Morris. Plenty of experience at this level and the level above as well. Has had plenty of seasons with Bacala, FK Beograd, and a few others. Metro Stars, I believe, as well. He struggled with injury in the last couple of seasons, and while trying to get back to his fitness, he's made fleeting appearances here and there, but this season he's made his most starts of the last couple of seasons. And he's trying to keep a solid role there in the defensive trio. There's another foul pushing the back on Seawong Park. Another yellow card, this time is going to Caleb Evans of Modbury Jets. All these bookings compiling. We have to ask the question, when are they going to relax and maybe be a bit more careful with these, because that's a number from both sides who have picked up bookings, a number in the defence of both of them as well. You don't want the referee to have a chance to even things up, and you don't want to go behind even further. So, dangerous set piece for Adelaide Blue Eagles to try and extend their lead. Obviously 2-1 at the moment. If you're joining us just now, this is a round 4 replay fixture between the home team Adelaide Blue Eagles here at Martin Sports Complex and Modbury Jets. In that abandoned fixture, it was 1-0 at half-time to the Modbury Jets, courtesy of Akimoto goal. In this one, it's 2-1 to the Blue Eagles, courtesy of 2 from Jamakani. Looks like Modbury are preparing something of their own, while for Blue Eagles, find a few instructions for what looks like Migliaccio, maybe De Lucia. We saw a free kick earlier in the first half by Christian Darginio. Troubled the goalkeeper of Signorello, forced him into an excellent save into his right side. Similar area on the opposite side now for a left-footed to take the strike. And Darginio is over there, as is Seawong Park, who walks away from it now. So it is Darginio's left foot this time. Might be even wider than the one in the first half, so across to the far post is what seems like the obvious option. Can he do a bit more and put his name in lights? Here he goes. Christian Darginio with the strike. Over the bar, doesn't trouble the goalkeeper this time. And now we will see some substitutions for the home side and the away side too. So coming off of the park, looks like it is Darginio to make way over here. Looks like it's Cohen Morris for Modbury Jets. And it's that man's Isaac Vanilla as well who will make way. Looks like Darginio didn't come off actually, he just came to the left fullback position instead. And it's going to be both of the star men of that first half, Vanillo and the goal scorer, John McCarney, will make way. And to come onto the park, it's Migliaccio. I couldn't see on the far side, but I believe it is Rafael Di Lucia. The tucked-in shirt is hard to miss all the way over there. So he makes his way onto the park, and a change up in the defence now for Modbury. Back to a regular 4 at the back for them. Good turn there by Evans, but his touch was heavy. Back to a regular 4 at the back for them. And they're pushing numbers forward in attack as well. Tassotti was the one to come on for them. Here he is on the right wing, Christian Tassotti. No foul called there by Betterman, but more on Tassotti. 3 league goals this season as well. Seems like there's about a handful on 3 or 4 for Modbury at the moment. But still no Akimoto, who's on the bench at the stands. Obviously their top scorer this season so far. And he's yet to make his mark on this game, but potentially there's a injury there to worry about, maybe why he's not in the starting lineup tonight, why he hasn't come on early. So with that change for Blue Eagles, it seems like Cacciavolani is going to be the lone striker, and a more defensive midfield now with De Lucia and Migliaccio in the middle of the park. Both more defensive-minded players. Of course, both have scored goals as well. Migliaccio this season as well, a few weeks ago. But in terms of positionally, central midfielders by trade. Wilson looking for an option, goes short to Tassotti. Looks to spin his defender and put a cross in now. It's a good delivery. As we said in the first half, there's still no one back post. And a foul. Well, I thought the referee says nothing doing, but again, as that cross was floated in, no players at the far post for Modbury, and they do have the numerical advantage too. So to even just gamble and have somebody run there, as we see the run of Cacciavolani all by himself, 1v4 at the moment. Still trying to use his body. I believe he dragged down the Modbury player there, and we'll see it play on, but he tried to go all on his own there. And he's still down, trying to clutch at something here. Tassotti, no slowing down for Modbury. They want to keep going. Not a head injury, so you're not forced to stop here, and he's close enough to the sidelines to wheel his way off as well. Bartkowski, was he fouled in the back? He wasn't, but he still keeps going. Finally, Darginio will kick it out, looking for some respite for his fallen captain. Get some medical attention now on the far side, and they don't want to go down to 9 men temporarily while he's injured. And the coach is asking the assistant's opinion on that far side of the foul maybe, but potentially caught in between 2 players there and was just barged to the ground fairly. A bit more time taken out of this game. Will be, I'm sure, plenty added due to this as well. And he's still writhing on the ground now, Cacciavolani, so he doesn't look in great shape if he is to continue. They need him to continue because he's a talismanic figure for the home side that drags him into games, drags him across lines in games, and even if he doesn't score, he works that back line of the opposition to expertise as well. It looks like on the far side, Akimoto is stripped and ready as well to come onto the park. So now they're looking for a goal. And who better to bring on than your leading scorer for the season, 7 in the league, Teiju Akimoto. Scored the opener in this fixture originally in the first half. In their previous encounter that did last the full 90, it was Min-Suk Choi who scored the goal. So, be interesting to see who he comes on for. I would expect it to be Bartkowski. But with the return to full fitness from Hamish McCabe, you never know how many minutes he'll play, if he'll stay on as well. No contesting at the moment with Kachavalani off limping. A late challenge on the goalkeeper as well, maybe. We'll look what the question is by the assistants. And if there is to be a yellow, maybe just a talking to by Betterman. So, after all that, we're going to see a sub. And it's going to be one goal scorer for another, as Min-Suk Choi will make way for Teiju Akimoto. So the player that scored the last time these two teams met comes off, and the player that scored the last time these teams met here at Martin before it was abandoned comes on. So they've got all their attacking talent on, and both McCabe and Bartkowski will stay on as well. And Kachavalani in that midst as well has made his way back onto the park, although gingerly, as he walks back into the centre of the pitch, grabbing his hip as well. So keep an eye on that one. If he can't walk or run this off, then there might be another opportunity to sub for Adelaide Blue Eagles. Here's Jackson with a free kick, getting pressured to take it quickly. Kachavalani not even, yeah, he's no good. Kachavalani didn't even contest there. There's another foul in the midst of all that, but Kachavalani no good, needs to come off. Didn't contest for that and went down immediately. So sad scenes here for the captain of Adelaide Blue Eagles. The experience seems to be leaving the park for them, as we saw Phelps earlier in this half receive his marching orders. Now Kachavalani is injured and has to make way. See who he comes on for. They've got the attackers of Hanksari as well. So as Kachavalani limps off, and they've got a free kick in a wide position. Tessoti looks like he's giving some instructions to Liam McCabe in the middle of the park. And coming on was correct. Antonio Hanksari comes onto the park, a winger by trade. And maybe it'll be Siwong Park to lead the line. We'll see how it goes. A strike there by Darginio as he saw the keeper off his line for the moment. And now we'll see how this reset allows Blue Eagles to reshuffle. So it is Siwong Park who will lead the line with a 4 behind him of Hanksari now at left wing. Liam McCabe. Hanksari gets his first touch. Down the left, Tessoti goes, drives inside, past one challenge. Finds Evans, who will try and nudge it forward, but not enough power on that one. Huang. Evans. Good interception by Mullins. Park turns into a bit of danger there and leaves a soft one for his fullback to deal with. Cleared down the line. And it'll stay in as well from Caleb Evans. Wilson. Campbell. Haven't been too many shots in this second half as both teams came out blazing, looking to finish this game or get themselves back into the game early. And since that red card, there's been a bit of a dull in the game where both sides are trying to make it more of a physical battle than a battle on the park and with the ball. And for Blue Eagles, they're staying up resolute. That's a good touch though from Hamish McCabe. So he looked for the far right corner. It looks like a deflection. Averted it from the danger zone, but that's better from Modbury, and a great first touch there from Hamish McCabe. How he would love to score a goal against his former side as well. Didn't get the opportunity in the first fixture as he was injured, and was only coming back from injury in the second as he came off the bench. Here he is now with his brother Liam linking up. Campbell launching one long to the far post, maybe a push in the back. There was. Clearly demonstrated there by Betterman. Maybe a free kick to Smithson Thomas, I believe, who's in the box grabbing his back. Another substitution for the Modbury Jets. Making way, looks like, is Callum Campbell on the far side. And coming on to the park, I believe, is Calvin Phillips. Wait to see him turn around and make sure for that. And number 15, for Modbury Jets. There he is, yes. Calvin Phillips to come onto the park. No stranger to goals as well. Scored plenty in the reserves this season, as well as a memorable cup winner as well against Eastern United for the first team. Henderson now coming away for a big challenge. All ball on Hank Sari, and now it's Bartkowski to come away. Free man on the left. Hamish McCabe takes it past Adero. Finds the free man. Phillips just on. His touch is loose, and Bartkowski will try and use his muscle to good use. Not much to pass. And I think it's Darginio here. Still dealing with that tackle there by Henderson. Very fair challenge, a hard one. We've seen many in this game. Launch forward that time. And we'll see some subs, and it's now Darginio down for Blue Eagles, where they might be enforced to make an injury substitution, sorry. 2 players readied for the home side. As I was saying though, before that action, Calvin Phillips, no stranger to goals. In an early cup fixture against Eastern United, he scored 1 or 2 for the reserves. They lost. And he came on the park for the first team, and he scored the winner against Eastern, and they won. So he can come on and make a big difference, Calvin Phillips, and they're hoping he does so tonight, with goals needed for them to get themselves back in this clash. They've got the players on the park who can do it, and who you'd look towards to try and get yourselves back in a clash. But for Blue Eagles, it's a match for the wounded so far, with players missing already due to injury this season. For Adelaide Blue Eagles, it's Kachavalani and now Darginio who make their way off the park enforced. So coming on now for the Adelaide Blue Eagles is Salia Fofana. And I'm waiting to see the other player turn around, but I believe it's Luka Condina. The last player on the bench would be the substitute goalkeeper in Sebastian Matosevic. So Condina and Fofana will come on, and it looks like Park has also made way in that window, as well as Darginio. So Condina will come on the left wing here. And leading the line will be Hank Sari for Blue Eagles. Smithson Thomas looking for Hank Sari. Fofana. Still alive there. Dodero and Smithson Thomas getting in each other's way. I think there's a foul there. Questions of a booking there. Now Dodero will take his time on the ground. I think Betterman was there instructing him to get up, otherwise we're going to have to just add more time, and I'm sure he wouldn't like that. But he's in front of his coaching staff, so he'd be able to get some medical attention quite quick, smart, and maybe even be able to stay on the park. So we are into the final 10 minutes of this clash now, with Blue Eagles holding on so far for a memorable win for them. And Modbury Jets have got all their players on the park looking for that goal. Henderson. Looking long. Phyllis. His touch shows too much of it to Migliaccio. Too easy there for Dodero to get past. Looks for the 1-2 with his striker. McCabe shows too much of it as well. De Lucia. Mullins can only go down the line for De Lucia to chase. Pressing well here with 10 men as Blue Eagles, and Hank Sari almost strips Henderson of the ball, but very notable the amount of distance covered by these Blue Eagles players. As you see, De Lucia all the way from this left has found his way onto the right to stop Modbury in their tracks. That ball goes nowhere from Caleb Evans. And Smithson Thomas will clear it into the junior pitches on the far side. Liam McCabe to Tim Henderson. McCabe again. Huang. Slow build up to Soddy's on the far side. Looking to stretch his legs. Takes it past one. There's to Soddy with a cross to the far side. I think it's too much to keep in there for Barkowski. But a good bit of invention there from the winger. His final product was lacking. Haven't got long left in this game. Modbury really haven't taken advantage of their man advantage. It'll be a big shock to them if after all their positive results recently, they fall to a loss away when they thought they were just on the winning road again. Evans and McCabe. Wilson. Wilson, Barkowski. Still trying to keep it alive. It will be a Blue Eagles ball though, and Mullins has done well defensively to keep him out so far. He's kept him quiet most of the night. Barkowski had that one strike early in the second half, which was saved well by Ben Jackson, but otherwise hasn't had too much of a fruitful day in front of goals. Still bobbling around there. Mullins into the back of a Modbury player, and De Lucia just sends it forward for Hank Sari to deal with Huang. Trying to pull him around, and there was a foul there by Hank Sari. Huang. Evans. Will we see some late drama here? All the possession is with the away side, Modbury. They just can't find that meaningful touch. Can this man provide it? McCabe, pass one. Tackled well, though, by Dodero. McCabe, good touchdown. Finds his brother Liam again, but he's tackled by Dodero, who goes for the audacious strike, but can't compete with the goalkeeper there as he couldn't lift the ball. Evans looks long. Tassoti's come short. It's a good touch. 1v1 battle. Tassoti down the line, spins him. Looking for a cross or a cutback. Tassotti to the far post. Cleared off the line there by Mullins. As Barkowski was lurking at the back post, it was a meaningful touch from the defender there. Not sure Barkowski would have got on the end of it, but in any case, he had to get his way. Mullins. Liam McCabe, do they go short? The option's lost now. He'll have to go short to his brother Hamish now. Back to Liam. Launches long to the far post. There is a free man there. Puts it across again. Huang just under it. And I believe he was in an offside position as well as he tried to contest for the header there. Another chance goes begging with 5 minutes to play. I'm sure there'll be at least 5 or so minutes of added time as well, as there's been plenty of stoppages in this game. I would even say it'd be on the higher end, maybe 7 or 8 as well. Been plenty of injuries, red cards, no goals in the second half, but like these goal kicks, they've been taken out of a lot of minutes. Evans, Hansari looking over the top. Gets the return from Migliaccio. Hansari with just the goalkeeper to beat, does not even find the target. And that would have sealed things up for Adelaide Blue Eagles. A great bit of interplay between the number 12 and number 17 for Adelaide Blue Eagles. And 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, Hansari. Just puts his chance beyond him. So, Modbury, does that give them the confidence that they might have still one more say in this game? Chance spurned for the home side. Tassotti. Beaten to it, Hansari. Hamish McCabe, very deep to try and pick this one up. He's trying to dictate things now. Hamish McCabe and Migliaccio.
No way! Referee!
And the free kick has gone Hamish McCabe's way. I believe there was an errant leg there by Migliaccio on Hamish McCabe. And then McCabe backed into him. He's going to pick up a yellow, and maybe so is Migliaccio. But a free kick in a dangerous position for Modbury Jets is the way that referee Betterman. Asking the question now, Blue Eagles, if there was anything after the ball that maybe the referee didn't see, but Migliaccio initiated the contact by either running past the back legs of McCabe or maybe even sticking one out as well. You could tell if you were watching the play as it followed that something was going to happen there. But he's not picked up a booking, Migliaccio, but somehow McCabe has. But McCabe has won the free kick. So I guess it's retaliation, and the foul was already there. In any case, free kick for Modbury. Hamish McCabe looking to deliver. Got some targets at the far post. Everybody launched forward. There's even Wilson now pushes the defence back one more. Hamish McCabe, far post. Keeper comes, beaten to it by the head. Tassotti puts it back in. McCabe, Dodero. It's a 3v1 if they can win this header, Blue Eagles. And they don't. It's Migliaccio. His touch, too heavy. And he can't seal the game. From hero to villain, maybe. He just gave away that free kick, and he could have done everything to get back and get a goal as well, but his touch was too heavy, and you can see why he's maybe more defensive play, even though he's scored some goals in his time. He's more used to the defensive actions. Foul throw called by the Blue Eagles players, not heeded. And they're pushing numbers forward now, Modbury. Henderson looking at the feet of Phyllis. Sliding challenge is fair. Hansari as well with the calls of corner. And young Condino is using all of his energy to try and get this. Henderson looks short. McCabe. Free play on the right. Bartkowski is touch. And Mullins beats him to it. It'll be a corner. And Mullins will need to get up here. They're going to take it short if he's not ready. And they do. Looking to get the one-man advantage again. That pass, too heavy from Tassotti. Condina can just clear long. McCabe looks like he's feeling it now as well. Not a lot left in his legs. But is there some left in someone from Modbury to get a late equaliser here? To the final minutes of this clash. Into added time. Missed header there by Phyllis. Again, Hank Sari, the two number 17s, trying to battle it out there. Had plenty of chances to seal this game, Adelaide Blue Eagles, but they've let Modbury Jets back in it to maybe try and steal something from them. Delacia, Didero, now will pick it up. Gray just launches long again to the sideline. Fofana straight over that sideline again. And the coach showing some antics there to let the ball go through his hands as he attempted to catch it. Evans to Signorello. Henderson. No pressure from a Blue Eagles player just yet. Looking to launch. Short. Bartkowski. Huang. Lofty through ball, showed too much of it to Fofana, and the Blue Eagles players will try and keep it alive. His sliding challenge will keep it in the park, but just back into the control of the Modbury players. Henderson, time to take this forward. Huang to Soddy on the far side. He's one to try and make something out of nothing. Time to put a cross in. Puts one low, defended out. Liam McCabe, top of the box. Has the strike, but is deflected well by the Blue Eagles players. 1v1 there on the far side. Huang and Hank Sari. Signorello now with time to carry this ball forward. We are in added time. There will be plenty of it. There was a lot of stoppages in this game. Long and left. Good flick on there by Evans. There's a free man there into Soddy. Goes one way then the other. Takes it past. Trying to cut it across. But a sliding challenge by Fofana. Stops him in his tracks. Sari not quick enough to keep that alive. He was onside if he saw where the halfway line was. So he just gave up at the final moment. Henderson. Again, looking on that far left side. That's where the free man is. Got to put a cross in to Soddy. On his right. Now puts one far post. There's a free man. Wilson with time to take it down. And a strike. Into the chest. And the shin pad goes flying there of Didero. Signorello just launches long and central. Bartkowski flicks on. Back into the danger zone. And the scuffed finish there by Hamish McCabe doesn't trouble the goalkeeper and will take valuable seconds out of this clock right now. That was the chance for Modbury Jets to get their equaliser into the 5th minute of added time now. I can't say there'd be more than one or two more now. For Adelaide Blue Eagles, this win would be massive. In the standings, would take them all the way to equal second, just on goal difference. There's good indecisiveness there. Sorry, my stats are wrong there. They'll take them from 6th to equal 4th with 30 points. just on goal difference to Adelaide Atletico. But we're not done here. And we have one final corner, it seems, as that one goes into the far trees. And everybody sent forward for Modbury, bar Jamie Signorello. Maybe he's asking the coach now if he can join. Still waiting for Natali's question. I think he might have to stay on the top of the halfway line, but it won't go in. Here's the corner to the far post. Evans can't win the header. Phyllis back to Signorello, has to go first time. Launches long, flicked on. Touchdown by Huang. Was he fouled? Referee says no, and there's a player here. And the goalkeeper's off his line. Migliaccio to end the game here, just to keep it a beat. Takes the pass there, Migliaccio! And it's 3-1. The points are secure, the whole bench and even the coaches on the field. What a season this might be for Adelaide Blue Eagles, and what a win this is to get them back on track. It's Christian Migliaccio who puts the game beyond Modbury Jets and seals all 3 points here at Martin Sports Complex. Even the ball boys are in now. A massive win, the coach has got to be booked for that, but a memorable win here at Martin Sports Complex for the home side. Sealed off by Migliaccio for the third. And in the final minute of added time, there's a yellow card to the substitute here. And it might be a red card, a second red card there for another Adelaide Blue Eagles player coming onto the field to celebrate. He's picked up a yellow card, and that's the double goal scorer there in John McCarney. He's picked up a red card now as well. Down to still 10 because he's on the bench, but he's going to have to miss off next week as well. Some more subs might be getting booked here for their appearance onto the park, but
So he missed because he ran on and celebrated. He already had a yellow.
it might be another red card to the coach as well. It is the coach of Blue Eagles now with a red card. 3 red cards tonight for Adelaide Blue Eagles, and another one to the assistant. 4 red cards, 2 to the coaching staff and 2 to the players. All for celebrating that last minute winner. He's going to walk across the pitch. There's a third one for the coaching staff maybe. And they're going to take every last minute out of this game, Blue Eagles, because they've got no one left to coach it. Unbelievable scenes here for Blue Eagles. They're taking 3 points, but they're losing 3 coaching staff for next week as well. Betterman's trying to get a hold of things and fill his book up at the moment, as there might be more subs here with yellow cards. What a crazy ending to this game. Was it worth it, you have to ask. 3 points is massive for this club, but the crowd are loving it. But you've got to say, there's so much left in this season, and for these players and coaching staff to miss minimum of 2 games for a straight red, it's not going to be good. So, we've got an empty bench for Adelaide Blue Eagles. They're down to 10 on the park. And I think there's something for Jaden Betterman to try. It's going to be a 6th red card in this game. I've never seen this many red cards in my life. I don't know if it's the same guy who's getting 3 red cards himself because he's not leaving the bench, but I believe we've seen this red card appear 6 times in this second half. This is unbelievable. This is unprecedented. They've got nobody on the bench at the moment except for the injured Kachavalani. But they've lost everything at the moment, but they're going to take the 3 points home. We're back alive here. 3-1 Blue Eagles. A bit of added time left due to those red cards. A late challenge. Not Delachia to get one as well. Huang. McCabe. They're still trying to push for some salvation here. Henderson just has to launch it. He goes long. Jackson's there. And he claims well the goalkeeper. And that's got to be that. Waiting for the referee. His hands in the air. Still going to have a bit more added. Hank Sari tried to get the touch there. Migliaccio, can he score again? His pass is loose that time, and Barkowski by himself up front. Not a lot to work with. Padina wins that one. He launches forward, and offside that time was Hank Sari, and Delachia's header as well was uncounted for. Wilson. Huang. Just has to go central and long, but he's got a free man, Henderson, maybe to deliver. One-on-one with Mullins. Henderson tries to take past him. Might do enough to win a corner. Wilson will keep it in, surprisingly, and he'll get the corner, in fact, anyway. No time to go short now. McCabe to take. Eagles coach here in the stands, just watching these last few minutes. Hamish McCabe. It's a better corner, the far post. Not won by the header. Bounces in front of the Modbury player, now back. McCabe to deliver. Second time. Takes it long. Still alive. McCabe in the box. Deflected. Wilson across the face, and Delachia. And there's the final whistle here at Martin Sports Complex. The cheers arise from the bench here. But there's not many players and even coaching staff left to celebrate. It's 3-1, the full time here at Martin for the home team. 2 goals to Jamakani, 1 to Modbury Jets, and the final one for Migliaccio to seal things. The scenes after they celebrated that goal led to a melee of 5 red cards to coaching staff and players alike. They're already down to 10. Now they've got less to choose from for next week. That's all from us here at the Sports Complex. A great game here in the State League 1. Make sure you tune in for the rest of this week, and make sure you head down to those Australia Cup games as well this week at Frank Mitchell Park. Thank you for everything, and thanks for the stream. Thank you and good night.